Okay, so you just finished the chapter 1 lesson video. I hope everything went well. If you had any issues viewing it at all, please reach out to your teacher, and I'm sure that they can help you get that all sorted. The purpose of this video is to give everyone a little bit of help in terms of how to submit an assignment and how to get started on your assignment. So I'm just going to be doing this for this assignment, and then you should have a good understanding for the rest of the chapter assignments. And then I'll also jump in when you do your essays or bigger assignments to give you kind of a overview on how to do everything. Okay, so this is how your Brightspace should look here. You can see that you've completed all 5 of the course introduction pieces, and then you have just finished the chapter 1 lesson. And then you can see that you can't see anything else because you need to finish chapter 1 before you can do chapter 2, so on and so forth. So open up the chapter 1 assignment. It should look just like this. So the instructions say, please complete the fill-in document for the chapter 1 assignment. Use content from the chapter 1 lesson and chapter 1 in your textbook to help answer the questions for this assignment. So right here, assignment instructions are in this video. And then right underneath is the document that you will use to fill in. So if you click on that document, it should download immediately. And I recognize that everyone is probably going to be on a different computer. So if you are on a desktop, it should just hop on right into your desktop. And then if you are using a Chromebook, then it's probably located in your files. So you have to pull it up in your files and then edit it through your Google Drive. Either or will work completely fine. This should work on any Apple products, if you're using Apple products, or Windows. So because I'm using a desktop here, it's going to open up a Microsoft Word document. So I'm just going to go in here. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry, I just had to pause you for a second. I needed to log in to Microsoft Office to be able to access this document. If you have a personal computer and you don't have Microsoft Word on it, you can use your FVSD login to get into Microsoft Word. Okay, so this is that Microsoft document. All of these boxes are for you to fill in. Okay, so I'm just gonna fix this. I don't know why that was spelled wrong. Okay, so to start you off, number 1 is a fill-in chart. Lots of assignments have fill-in charts. The purpose is for you to find the factors in your textbook and then provide an example in your own life or an example that you can think of. Okay, so I've used the first example. I've completed the first example for you. So the factor is religion in terms of influencing your individual and collective identity. So the example I used is Christianity. So Christianity has certain beliefs and values that a collective all chooses to follow together, right? Gathering on Sundays in a shared space like a church can create a strong sense of collective identity. And being a Christian can heavily influence an individual's ideas. And I could bring this farther and I could talk about specific Christian beliefs and values and how that can be important and how that can impact an individual or a collective's identity. Okay, so that's the first one. Now to find the rest of them, I'm going to need to go to page 24 in the textbook. So if you remember, you're going to go back into the course introduction section. If you've gotten a textbook that looks like this from your local school library, great. You can just open it up to page 24. And if you don't have one or you prefer to use the digital textbook, you can just jump right into the digital textbook. It is a Google Drive folder. And you can go to chapter 1. So this is part 1, so don't get confused with that. So chapter 1, page 24, right here. So these are all the factors right here. So the next one I'm going to jump in is spirituality, gender, relationship to land, so on and so forth. And I am going to provide examples for each. I talked a little bit about this in our lesson. Next question, page 25, 26. Every question, I've indicated what page you need to go to. You're not necessarily going to find the answer here. This assignment is not a copy and paste from the textbook. Rather, it's use the information from the textbook and provide an opinion or your thoughts on something, right? So, for example, that first one that I filled in for you, that Christianity has certain beliefs and values, those are my words, right? They're not words from the textbook. And that's really important as your marker is looking through your assignment to see your words. So you've actually only got 5 questions here. Number 1 is the fill-in chart. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, there's 2 number 4, so you have 6 questions actually. And again, what we're wanting from you is that you share your opinion and your thoughts on these things, and it's your words. At the very bottom of the page, you're going to see how you're going to be marked. Okay, it's not going to be, yep, you did the question, check mark. No, that's not how this is going to be marked. Okay, so if you want 100% in this assignment, you need, the assignment 1 needs to be complete. It needs to be comprehensive, precise, give perceptive insights, and masterful use of social studies vocabulary. Okay, so we're just starting off here. So your social studies 30 vocabulary is going to be quite limited, but we still have some, right? Progressivism, conservatism, reactionary, radical, ideology, all of those terms that we've already talked about. If you're using those terms, using them not only right, but in a masterful way, then you're going to get 100% on this assignment. Okay, and then the other categories, this is 80%, 60%, 40%, right? And then 0 to 20, okay, percent. So what we will do when we mark is we will highlight the portions of this that we think fall. So if I think you used your social studies terms well, satisfactory, right? You didn't use them super well, but you used them well. So that for that portion, you're going to get 60% on that portion. And then maybe I think that your assignment is 1, complete and really thorough, specific, and accurate. So for that portion, I'm going to give you an 80%. And then in terms of your insights, I thought that they were really thoughtful. So I'm going to give you an 80 right here as well. So see how I've kind of marked this on kind of a little bit of a spectrum here, right? So 2 of your points, I gave you 80% for, and 1 of your points is 60. I'm going to give you above 70, right? In between 60 and 80, a 70. I'm going to give you like probably around a 75, depending on how I feel like you fell, right? So you fell somewhere between a 60 and a 80. More on the 80 side because I've highlighted 2 of those points on the 80 side. So I hope you can kind of get a sense of how this is going to be graded, right? It's not going to be graded, oh, a check mark on question 5, a check mark on question 4, right? I'm going to look at the whole assignment, or your marker, whoever your marker is going to look at the whole assignment, and they're going to give you a grade on the spectrum, right? From 0 to 100 based on this little rubric with 3 points on it. And this is how every chapter assignment is going to be graded. So we're looking at your thoughts, your opinions, and how well you've used the content from the textbook and the lesson to be able to answer and respond to the questions, right? You are not going to get over 60% if you are just giving a 1-sentence answer to these questions, right? How can you possibly describe the ideological differences between Tommy Douglas and Milton Friedman in 1 sentence, right? Though there's only 6 questions in this assignment, you are going to need to give a good write-up for each question. I usually tell students to aim for at least a paragraph, especially in -1. A paragraph is the minimum. And if you're wanting to show your marker that it's comprehensive, that it's precise, that you've given perceptive insights, and you've used your vocabulary in a masterful way, there's no way you can do that with very few words, right? So you're going to need, at minimum, to do a paragraph for each of these questions. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kind of fake fill in. So I'll go like this, respond to this question, and then I'm going to save it. You can save it however you want. I recommend saving it with your name on it, and that way you don't lose it. Sometimes people are downloading multiple copies of the assignment, so then they kind of get lost. So what I like to do is I like to go File, Save As, and see, you can see here that I've already saved 3 of these chapter assignments. So this one that we're working on is the most recent one. So I'm going to go here, click on this one. Oh, write it in the name here. So chapter 1 assignment 30-1, and I'll go Morris. I'll just use my last name. You can save it however you want. Save it as a Word document. I want to put it on my desktop. So let's go. Where's my desktop? Maybe this PC right there. I'm going to save it there. Again, if you're using a Chromebook, then this is going to look differently. But you can see right here that my chapter 1 assignment is saved in my desktop. You can save to your files, or you can save to your drive, as long as you can share a link with me, or share the document as either a PDF or a Word document. Really, most formats we'll be able to see as your teacher. And if we're not able to see it, then we'll contact you. Okay, so make sure you have it saved in a place where you will remember. Okay, I've had students that have really struggled with their Chromebooks, especially. So make sure you're going into that files portion, which is separate from your Google Drive, right? So go into those files and you should see it there. Okay, so if we go back into our Brightspace, you will see the chapter 1, and it doesn't have a check mark yet because you haven't submitted anything. So if you go into chapter 1, it's a really easy just drag or drop. So that's why I saved mine to my desktop, because I can just pick it up, drag, and drop, right? And you can see here that it's uploaded, everything's good, okay? I can write in any comments, right? Here is my chapter 1 assignment. You can also write anything that, like, I struggled with question 5. If I did it wrong, please contact me. And that gives your teacher just like, oh, I'll mark it, I'll look at question 5, and yeah, if it's completely wrong or that you kind of went in the wrong direction, don't mind my spelling, because that was horrible spelling and struggled. Okay, then your teacher can contact you. It's a good place to put it. And then you press submit. And then it should say at the bottom there, submitted successfully. And you should be able to go back to content. And you should have a check mark there. Maybe we'll just give it some time. See, new content is now available. You just needed to give it some time. So you go back. Okay, and there you have it. There's your chapter 2 lesson. So then you are on to chapter 2. I hope that helped. And as always, please reach out to your teacher or instructor if you have any issues, if you're struggling with how to submit. Maybe you're on a computer that does it very differently than the way I just showed, and you need some support. Please let your teacher know, as they will be more than willing to help. Okay, good luck with chapter 2, and see you there.